Then my dad recommends that I get a job for 2 years. I go off, and this is my first, well, actually, I've been working since I was 15. Like, my parents were like, Joel, you got to get a job where you're out of the house. Like, during the summers, like, I worked at the mall every single year. But this was my first experience with, like a real boss and more of a corporate setting. And I had given this company my all. The first company that I joined, I believed in its mission so much, and I had given it my absolute all. And I don't want to say they screwed me over, but like, they were really bad at leading and managing and taking care of their people. And that's when like that fired me of being an entrepreneur. I was like, I'm done with working for anyone ever again. I learned what I needed to. I'm moving on to the next thing. And then after taking a 6-month detour where I got another job just to like figure out what's next, during that whole 6 months, I was figuring out like, what am I building? And that's when I decided I've been doing marketing since I was 18, and I see an opportunity here, so I want to start a marketing agency. So that's how I got there. And then obviously there's a lot more of how I scaled it, but long story short, over 2 years, like the second year in, we profited over $1 million. And it was really hard. Like, don't get me wrong. I know that made it sound easy, but it was really hard. And it required a lot of talent. And it required the past 10 years that I've put in, or not 10 years, but the past years that I had put in on other business ventures to get me to the point where I could actually be successful.
Yeah, I just want to point something out too. In the business world, I think people take $1 million of profit a year lightly now because of like how much we're exposed to. But like $1 million profit, like not revenue, profit, like mad respect. You know what I mean? Nuts. Like even in your fourth year, bro, honestly, like in the grand scheme of life and business, like in your fourth year, you were starting a digital marketing agency versus a tax company. You know what I mean? Like that's props, bro. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man. I worked really hard. I sacrificed a lot.
And how old were you at the time?
24.
Wow.
12.
That's badass.
Joel KAPLAN.
Yeah, it was right after that 3rd grade incident. Just kidding. I said, fuck you guys. I'm going to become an entrepreneur. Let's see. I think like, so scaled the marketing agency. At that point, everyone says, oh, you did it in 2 years.
How many employees did you have?
To scale?
When you were like at $1 million, like how many people were in your team?
Okay, to build a 7-figure agency, you need 1 to 2 account managers, 1 CEO or COO, like one person leading the whole thing, 1 or 2 sales reps, 1 or 2 media buyers, and a bunch of virtual assistants. So I don't know exactly how many there were at that time, like, but it was around that.
Nice.
To get to $100K a month, that's kind of like the base. We scaled up. This is where I learned a lot. I managed 50 clients by myself. I did the account management. I've had clients run into me at the airport and tell me that I changed their life. I've also had clients call me and want to sue me. Like this is where I really just experienced the rawness of business in a model that isn't that sexy. Like, I know marketing agency sounds sexy, but like it's like a done for you service. It's like
opinions are involved heavily as well, right?
Very.
It's a people. It's a people driven business. I learned a lot from it, and after 2 years, after a few years, I think maybe it was 3 years in, I had succeeded. I had at that point scaled to about $250K per month. So we had done more than $1 million, multiple times in revenue.
Hope you got value out of that clip. If you want to see the full episode where that clip was from, click right over here. If you want to see other short clips just like that one, feel free to click anywhere on this side of the screen. But most importantly, I want you to hit that subscribe button right here and subscribe to the channel so you can be up to date when new clips are dropped.